Hello, guys. Welcome to the ATM Stays Up podcast. I have something this is actually one of the reasons that I wanted to make this podcast, because this is hilarious. Me and my friend over here, Abigail, I'm Tyler, by the way. Did you want to?
I'm a foreboding cloud.
Matt. Here's the thing. Free will. Everybody's got it, apparently. Or you don't. So
you do or you don't.
You do or you don't. And here was our conversation. Our conversation was, if God knows everything, this Christian God, by the way, if the Christian God knows everything that is to happen, does one have free will? And the answer is hell no.
I think the answer is yes.
I would like to hear your argument first.
So, free will is the ability to decide for yourself what you're doing with your life and what decisions you're making. A God knowing what you're going to do does not negate the fact that you made the decision for yourself, even if he does understand what it is in advance.
But if you were always bound to make that decision and you cannot deter it, then is that really free will?
You were not always bound to make that decision.
But you are, if God already knows you're going to.
But you bound yourself to that decision.
I understand what you're talking about, and my argument has swayed a bit since the last time we had this discussion.
So. How?
I don't know. He makes a point, but at the same time, I don't know. If you're always going to make that decision from the start.
To me, when I think of omniscience, or omniscience, like a God, like a Christian God who has everything happen for a reason. So God has this plan, and everything in his plan, it's done to his plan. Everything that can happen or will happen or has happened has been done to his will, to his behest, the behest of God, if you would. So what I'm saying is that if I'm a human who is aware of God and that his plan is forever in motion, forever, I have to wonder, how much agency do I really have in his shadow? I'm thinking, everything I'm doing is something that he's planned and or designed. And so I'm thinking that I feel like all my agency has been taken away. I feel as though that, you know what I mean? It feels useless.
No, I get it, because if we're going off the God's plan thing, if a child was to get cancer and Christians were like, well, it's God's plan. Well, if it's God's plan to have always given that kid cancer, there was no way to prevent it.
Yeah.
So is that really free will?
I think it's a bit facetious to say that if a child gets cancer and that's God's plan, then we go off of that. Because in my opinion, God's plan could just be what he's doing around what you're doing.
He gave a kid cancer, by the way. He made that kid die. Made him suffer for like months on months on end.
For all we know,
that kid never got to grow up.
The kid
saying.
The kid just got cancer.
Womp womp. God
didn't give the kid cancer.
You just say womp womp to a kid with cancer?
Okay, but this is a little distasteful, I'm sorry.
If you're a kid with cancer, I'm sorry.
For all we know, God didn't give the kid cancer. The kid just got cancer through the natural machinations of the universe.
But God's plan implies that he has a plan in place, and so he's putting the wheels in motion.
I have plans that I perform that don't involve me acting out everything the plan involves.
But you're also not omniscient.
I'm not. But I have plans that...
Do you have a goal?
In what way?
For the universe and everything within it?
Yes, but if you have a plan, in order for it to play out, you have to do something about it.
You don't have to do something about it. You just can do stuff about it.
Give me an example of a plan without you doing anything.
So, without me doing anything? That's not what I mean.
Then what are you talking about?
I'm talking about if I'm trying to meet someone at the grocery store, I don't have to force them to go to meet them at the grocery store. They can go there of their own free will, and I can still meet them at the grocery store.
But if you have a plan, you have to go to the grocery store.
You also didn't make that person. Like, if you were God, you made that person.
If I give them directions to point them towards the grocery store, I give them a GPS address.
That's very vague. You just said meet somebody. Of course you're going to meet... Somebody's going to be in the store.
If I want to meet my friend John Madden at the grocery store, and I give him GPS directions and tell him when I'm going to be there, it's putting my plan in motion to meet him there, even if I am not abusing his free will in order to get there.
You still are going to the grocery store.
Of course I'm going to the grocery store. I said
give me a plan that involves you doing nothing.
But God's not doing nothing. That's what I'm saying, is God is also could be involved in the plan.
Feels like he's doing nothing.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Without directly affecting.
God's plan is he is working the plan in motion.
Yes, but he's not affecting the other free will around him, even in working the plan, which is what I'm doing in my example.
I just think it's funny that God can do all this stuff and no one can say anything about it.
So, like, if it's God's plan to give a kid cancer...
I'm back to the kid with cancer again.
It might not be God's plan to give the kid cancer.
But everything happens to his will. He has a plan. Everything is part of the grand plan.
Everything happens for a reason, is a common philosophy.
Yes, but that could be the wrong philosophy, and is not the argument we're making.
Are you saying God is wrong?
I'm saying that Christians
That's funny because apparently he's all good.
We're talking about the Christian God.
Yeah, but
Are you missing the argument?
We're talking about the Christian God, but we're not talking about specific things that he's doing. We're talking about a specific issue. Free will under his will.
A specific
Yes, and the Christian God
which does not
has a plan.
Which does not affect how Christians actually view the God or what they say about him. Just the fact that if you could have free will under him.
You guys can't see this, but every time they say something, they tap their fingies on the table. It's very funny.
Just because it's the Christian God and they say that he has a plan, we don't know that for sure. But even if he does, they have no say in what actually is or isn't part of the plan.
Well, if you're going to want to chop it up to we don't know for sure, God could be controlling us like puppets for all you know, and we could not have free will.
He could, but the debate is if
Destroyed,
free will...
honestly.
The debate is if free will could exist under God, and the answer is yes. It could. Even if he had a plan, it could still exist under God.
That doesn't seem right to me. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't track.
It could,
that doesn't track
but
to me.
the argument is, does it?
We don't know. God isn't real.
Well, this whole thing is if God is real.
If God is real, I think he does. I think it does. I think free will does exist under God.
That seems strange to me. It doesn't sound right. Because like when you think God, it's master of all machinations in the universe, like the one who knows everything, the big guy, Sky Daddy, the one who apparently orchestrates all things behind the scenes to make the final thing. Like he has this big old goal, and everything's happening exactly as he plans. That makes me feel like a tool. And when you're a tool is used. A tool doesn't decide to hammer a nail by itself. A tool is held by somebody to nail a nail.
You're more like a wind-up toy.
Then someone's pulling my strings, guiding me along the right track. I don't like that.
You wind up, and then he lets you go, and you do what you're going to do. And then he plans around your free will in order to continue the plan forward.
No.
Because he says that you have free will.
No.
If you want to bring up specific things about the Christian God is all good and is all-knowing and is all honest. In that event, he says we have free will, and that's the end of that argument if we're trying to bring up other issues.
What's up with the book of Job where God bends to Satan's will?
I don't know, it's for funsies.
Fan fiction?
That seems like that's an official book in the Bible. That never happened.
I remember God bending to something.
What y'all know about Bible vor when that guy got eaten by a whale? What y'all know about Bible vor?
Is that Pinocchio?
No, you don't remember?
Pinocchio's not.
In the Bible, that guy gets eaten by a whale.
I remember.
Swallowed by a big old fish.
I had nightmares about that.
Probably a whale.
Whales aren't fish.
By the way,
I remember in church camp that scared the crap out of me.
Do y'all have a favorite Bible story? I grew up as a Christian. I have a favorite Bible story. Y'all have to tell a little bit about it?
Sure.
Y'all have to tell about my favorite Bible story? The walls of Jericho.
Yeah.
Where the Jewish people finally get to the promised land, and it's like, there's a place there, and like, yo, what the fuck? They're like, God, what the hell? There's people here in the land. And he's like, well, here's the plan. Camp outside the city. By the way, if any Christians are listening, you can go and correct me if I'm telling this wrong. This is just from memory. But they're like, walk around the city for like 14 or 13 days, and the walls will crumble down. And they do it, and the walls crumble down. Isn't that cool? It's like, as you're a citizen, all you hear every day is blah, 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 like them playing these trumpets walking around the city. That's scary as hell. I'm just saying. Also, back to whales. Jonah and the giant whale or fish or whatever, do y'all know that I have cetophobia? A fear of whales. Every time I think about that whale ride at Disney, I'm so fucking serious. That whale, you've seen it, right? I talk about this. It is my greatest and biggest fear, this whale. If y'all know, go on Google and look up Disney Monstro Pinocchio Ride and stand agape in horror as you see what they put these children through. It's this pleasant ride, all things considered. And then you get near the end, and it's this giant white whale with these huge red bloody gums and giant teeth, and you go inside its mouth. That is fucking traumatizing. And that's not even the worst it gets with Pinocchio themed whales. No. There's another ride. There's another Disney ride where it's like a dark ride, you know what I mean, with the lights and all that. It's like a little scenic ride. And you're going through, and at the very end, Monstro in his giant, disgusting, terrifying mouth rises from the water. Submechanophobia is the word of the fucking day. That is so scary. A giant mouth underwater? That's
I
terrifying.
can see that. That's scary. Yeah.
Whales do look pretty freaky, but I quite like them.
That is like the second scariest part of Pinocchio.
First.
The scariest part is Pinocchio.
No, the scariest part is when those kids turn into fucking donkeys and we see them transform and freak the fuck out.
What do I
No,
look like,
no.
an ass? That's what they do.
That's the creepiest part, in my opinion.
I've never seen Pinocchio.
Don't whales have like some kind of fluid in their head?
Sperm whales do.
Flute?
Sperm whale?
Flute in their
No,
head?
no, it's like some kind of liquid that they would get poached for.
Oh,
Oh
yes,
yeah,
the
worms.
oil.
Yeah, sperm whales have an oil in their head. They use it to dive. It's
It
also
controls
really,
the
really
It's like
good at making
buoyancy.
fire.
Fire. What about scrimshaw? Is that whale bone or whale teeth?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Scrimshaw, they take these whale bones or teeth or whatever, and you need a magnifying glass to see it. And if you look in really deep, there's like stories etched into the whale
you were
bones.
talking about the
South Scrimshaw.
yeah the
Sounds-
biology
Have you seen
project
that?
thing.
I've never heard of that.
It's a
Well,
world
it's
building
really
project
cool.
about a whale.
Whale? Are you serious?
It
Yeah,
follows
but
a
it's
whale.
kinda cool, okay? It's
Why did they
cool.
choose a whale?
It's drawn
Because
so
whales
it's not
are
real.
awesome.
Huh?
Whales are awesome.
Whales are fine, but they just kind of close their mouths.
Yeah.
They can open their blowhole and suck in water through there and do all that, but they can't be doing the whole mouth thing. I don't ever do that again. That was I just got full body shivers. I imagine that mouth. When I'm scared, dude, I'm in my gaming chair, like curling up my legs when I think about that mouth. I'm terrified. I'm like stuck in a chain of thoughts about that damn thing.
But whale oil burns white.
You can have white fire.
Yeah, because whale oil burns so pure.
You can have tons of colors of fire.
I had a question. A couple days ago, I was talking about burning ink. Does ink give you purple fire or green fire? I think it's green fire.
I don't know if ink's flammable. I would think green.
Because you burn newspaper and you get green fire.
Yeah, that might be why. I don't know too much about what's in ink.
We have a researcher on the case. What does it say? What
This
is that?
a ramen place. No, I don't want that.
Burning ink ramen.
Don't read out the name. We don't want to get doxxed.
You're correct.
Yeah, just so you know, our address is.
Yeah, by the way, we're operating
This
it.
is tattoo ink. This isn't what I want.
Look up what makes fire green.
Copper.
Copper
What makes fire purple?
Lithium.
color does
No, lithium's also green, I think.
ink burn.
Potassium might make copper.
Fire?
Fire purple.
Let me just look it up.
Yeah, potassium
Yeah,
burns purple.
It's green
Oh, okay.
because newspapers burn green, and it's because of the ink.
I see.
But I imagine there's probably copper ink.
I love your phone theme.
Oh, thank you.
Is that a weeping angel?
Yes.
Hella sweet. Doctor Who, by the way, best doctor, low key, first doctor.
First Doctor
First
is not
Doctor?
the best Doctor.
Fucking love the
best
First
Matt
Doctor.
Smith for real.
The
Matt
best
Smith is
Doctor
my
is
favorite.
Peter Capaldi.
Matt Smith's the best.
Ooh.
Peter Capaldi, followed by David Tennant,
David Tennant. I fucking hate David Tennant.
followed by Matt Smith, and then
Matt Smith's
Paul
the
McGann.
best.
Matt Smith on top.
and then Paul McGann as the Eighth Doctor.
Fezzes are cool.
Although I really like the War Doctor. I think he's really cool. John
Oh,
Hurt did an amazing
are cool.
performance.
The way I see it, doctors are kind of like chips. They can be salty or spicy or acidic. But would it kill them to be sweet?
Hey guys, welcome back to ASMR Hour with the podcast. I'm so glad you could join us today. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pass the mic over to Sydney.
Whoa. Whoa.
No, we're just fucking around.
Alright, right, I'm passing the mic to Abigail, otherwise known as Marie, because Evan said my real name, so I'm saying hers.
You said your name at the beginning of the last one. I didn't realize we weren't. I forgot.
This is Evan.
We clearly weren't last time.
Too late for that.
Yeah.
You can always cut it out. Just censor it.
Get that fucking mic away my face! if our viewers, if they made it to this point, they've been completely alienated.
No one's gonna watch this.
They're like, well, now I can't listen to any more of this. By the way, if y'all should stick around till the end because I did make the credit song for this podcast, so just saying.
Stick around for the end and we get an exclusive view of penis. That's what we're gonna.
I guess we should change our channel name since we're not using our aliases.
We're gonna show.
We could do ATM.
We're
That's
gonna show his penis on the podcast.
Now, let me tell you something. I would love to show it, but with the size of it, you're gonna need your camera and my own camera, both of them at the same time, to get a full look at this piece. So I think we ought to show something a bit more manageable. So let's
I
turn
think you need a microscope.
Oh, he's whipping it out.
Oh!
Wait, let me just get it out real quick. Zip. There it is.
Oh my god.
What do y'all think?
Oh my god.
Completely alienated. Everyone's so uncomfortable.
It's like the worm from Tremors.
It was big, pink, and it was so wiggly.
You guys have seen Doom, right? Dune.
It was an Alaskan
You guys-
worm.
You guys know the worm from Dune? You guys know the worm from Dune?
He's been completely stealing the damn mic. Just saying.
Stop it. Stop touching the mic.
You know, you're 1/3 of the team here. You're also 1/8 billionth of the population.
Actually, I'm the entire population.
Yeah, according to the egg theory, he's everybody.
I have nightmares about the egg theory. That's one of my biggest fears.
It is a very scary thing, I will say.
Dying is probably one of my biggest fears, and it's followed immediately by the egg theory being true.
I will not share
You're
my
s-
views on death.
You're scared of dying?
Yes.
We got some medicine for that.
I thought you were gonna say, "Well, we can help you face your fear." And then,
Yeah. Just think about it this way. Once it's over forever.
see, that would be nice, but I don't know
Maybe.
for sure.
Maybe.
It's the uncertainty.
You ever been?
I'm not uncertain.
You ever
I'm
been?
never uncertain.
Have you ever had a near-death experience?
No. Well, that one time in the car with you.
Oh, they don't know. Get ready for some
I don't
This
know.
is
The
the
people
first
who've only
episode.
listened.
ATM iceberg, deep lore.
Deep lore, because you know no one's gonna watch this.
Deep lore. Evan once killed me, not on purpose.
Killed
Well,
you.
tried to kill me. So basically, I remember exactly what song was playing. We were driving back from your house.
Yes, we were listening to Blackpink, I believe.
Nope.
No?
Twice.
Twice. Ah.
It was like ooh hagi monduracho. It's that one. And then it was raining and we went over a bridge and I heard and I look over as I'm done singing and Evan has this like really somber look on his face. I'm like, what happened? And he said, we almost died. And I said, why did you tell me? And he said, I wanted to be quick. I didn't want you to worry. Okay, so you never drive me anywhere again. Except he does.
Underwater.
Except, can I say something about Evan's driving real quick?
Yes.
Let's imagine that you wanted to go in a straight line to, let's say, Taco Bell. What Evan would do is find the most roundabout path to get there. We once went to, I think it was, so we order Taco Bell when we're all together. It's like a tradition. And we go to one Taco Bell in particular. This guy took like 2 back roads and went so fast on these turns that I was holding the oh shit rope
Man's
on the top of the
never
car.
heard of a shortcut.
A shortcut.
It's a straight line.
Yeah, it literally it takes me no time at all to get there usually.
I can go faster if there's no traffic.
I'm telling you.
We went at 11 at night, bro.
Exactly, and the road was empty.
The road was indeed empty, I guess, but it scares me sometimes. You know what scares me?
My mom.
Clowns.
No.
I'm scared of clowns.
What's wrong with clowns?
I don't
Clowns
know.
are cool.
I actually like clowns.
I was in Boy Scouts once, and they wanted help with the Cub Scout performance, and they had a person who made balloon animals, and I wanted to make balloon animals, so they put me with her, and she had clown makeup on, and I was shaking the whole time.
What is wrong with clowns?
I don't know. They just freak me out. I'm horribly afraid of zombies.
Oh, yeah, that I'm aware of.
And spiders.
Oh yeah, spiders are bad too, but they're not as bad as zombies.
Yeah.
Zombie spider clown.
Imagine
It's
that.
kind of ridiculous. I've seen that before.
You know what? Zombies, I don't get the scaredness of them. I think they're quite slow. As long as they're not like Left 4 Dead zombies or like, what is it, Walking Dead ones. If it's just like regular shambling carcasses, then I'm actually quite fine.
Well, there's no difference between the regular shambling carcass and what's that?
World War Z?
Yeah, World War Z zombies. World War Z zombies are more threatening, but they're all horrifying because of the mental implication. They all
like
strike.
the vision of the decomposing body.
I don't like the idea of the mind trapped inside of the zombie. Or
But I feel
Yeah,
like
but
you'd
they
lose
tend to be
yourself.
dead.
I
We
think
don't
you'd
know
lose
that.
yourself.
There's clips in The Walking Dead where people will like get on a bus or like try door handles, and those are muscle memory things. But clearly, it means that parts of the brain are still working that worked before and
Yeah,
have
but the
memory.
majority of people in The Walking Dead are already passed.
We think so, but when you're brought back to life by the zombie virus, what does it reignite? Could it reignite your consciousness? What is consciousness? Is it just the way your brain's constructed?
I think once you get bit, you fucking die.
To be fair, your neurons are permanently burned into your brain.
And then they refire when the zombie virus takes over.
Oh.
So
what if they have all their memories until they can't control their movements?
That's what I'm saying is horrifying, is the idea of somebody
I mean,
being
that
trapped
is
inside their own body
reflective
like
of
that.
Viruses and parasites in real life.
It's kind of
That
like,
affect insects.
yeah, it's the idea of being trapped inside your body without being able to have any agency.
Wouldn't it be kind of
That would be
comforting?
scary.
Just be on autopilot,
No,
I don't think so.
just chill.
I wouldn't find it comforting because I'm still conscious.
The idea of demon
That's the
possession
thing I hate the
is
most.
almost as
My
scary
own
as zombies.
consciousness.
I have a Ouija board.
Bust that baby out.
I will bust that baby out. I'm not maybe not right now, but when it gets dark,
Yeah, we'll end the podcast before we do that.
yes, indeed.
That's why episode 2 doesn't get posted.
Episode
Because we're all fucking dead.
We all
Right.
die.
Yeah. You know, ATM almost made a short film about this. There's this local legend here in this town we live in that's unspecified. I think it's Townsville.
There's unspecified towns in Townsville.
Townsville.
Yeah,
United
Townsville, USA, Eagletown. And basically, there was this guy who would like wear this animal mask, and he would run around, and he was like a serial killer. And we were gonna make a little short film about him. I believe he went to your birthday party.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He showed up.
How big do you want
He
it?
was really there.
How big do you?
How big do you want?
That's his catchphrase. He says that before
That
he
big-
stabs you.
Hold up 2 knives. How big do you want
How
it?
big do you want it? Take your pick.
Yeah, it's like possibly a Michigan where he's like, you have 2 choices. 1, I eat you here and now, or 2, I cut off your arms and legs and eat them slowly. By the way, possibly in Michigan, best horror media ever. Love it. I watch it all the time. So great. Main character, 2 lesbians, eating people. That's awesome.
2 lesbians, best main character.
Drinking blood,
Drinking blood.
eating dogs and people.
Don't we all drink blood?
Well, I suppose. Well, not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Not me. Not on purpose.
I get it from the local hospital.
I don't enjoy the iron taste of blood. I really don't like it.
It's not about the taste. It's about that iron that you need for your workouts.
But the body can only absorb so much iron.
You gotta make sure you have enough. It's a pre-workout. I don't drink blood for the blood. I drink it for getting pumped.
ATM podcast. Bottom of the iceberg. Evan is a vampire.
People use protein powder and water for working out, but I mix in blood instead, and it helps my iron stay high.
I usually drink the blood that comes from my fingers when I pick them too much.
I knew it.
Dying!
It's dying. No more he/him pronouns for the monster.
I've lost pronoun privilege.
It's dying.
Yeah, you're a vampire.
Vampires have pronouns.
Oh, speaking of scary things, I've recently been playing a lot of Cry of Fear.
Oh my! I
I've been
want to play
playing-
that game so bad.
I've
I
been playing a lot
offered
of
to play it with you guys, and you all just declined.
What do you mean?
That one time we were gonna play it, and then nobody really wanted to play it.
You can't play the multiplayer mode. I tried.
You can't play it?
Yeah, we
No.
had this discussion last time when you asked to play it.
Yeah, we tried to do. If anybody knows how to make the Cry of Fear multiplayer work, my German friend who told me about the game said that the multiplayer, you need like a third-party application or something like that. I don't know how it works. But,
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but the game itself, it's good.
It's old. It's in the Source engine. I don't expect it
Gold
to
Source.
Gold Source.
Gold
Oh my
Source
God.
from the engine that Half-Life uses.
I don't expect it to be all kinds of crazy.
Yeah, well, it's actually really impressive for a Gold Source game. It looks like a regular Source game, if that's any.
That shows you how good it is.
Yeah, but it is old. It is old, but it is it was quite impressive. I like survival games. Cry of Fear is the second scariest game I've ever played, right under Silent Hill 3. I feel like Cry of Fear. In the sense that when I read reviews of Cry of Fear, I'm gonna be quite frank here. I'm only about halfway through the game. Well, I know there's 8 chapters. I'm in chapter 3, and it's just that there's not a lot of conveyance. The game will very often expect you to backtrack, and if you've never played before, you will wander around in circles. And there are moments where health pickups are very rare, and so you walk around at 1 health, not wanting to die, not because you're scared, but because you have to do everything over again. And recently, there was this section where I had to walk down this huge hallway where there was a 1:30 speech to beat this boss guy, or like this room with a head. It's like an enemy rush, and I failed that 5 times, or 6, possibly even 7. My friend was watching me. Their name is Jeremy, by the way, and I was doing it. I was playing this game, and I was so annoyed. Eventually, I just stopped killing the enemies. I just ran past and I just dashed for the exit. This chainsaw guy came out. I fell down this well, and I just started running, and it was eventually over. But I mean, like, how do you? I mean, I don't know, because if I were making that kind of game, I think on the second respawn, I would like at least make the speech shorter, or like make things less confusing. Because, like I said, it will tell you like this thing is here, and you can explore this whole Swedish city. But there's no like there's like markers for like you should go here, you should go here. It'll say things like get 2 fuses. There's one on Saxon Avenue. But I literally have no idea how I got to Saxon Avenue or where I am now. Like, how do I get back? Because there's a sewer system that I've been using, but there's no signs in the sewer system, so I've just been wandering around. That's been my bout of Cry of Fear. It's me running around confused and screaming.
I've
Fair
been
enough.
meaning to play it. So.
My favorite horror game is Voices of the Void.
I've never heard of that.
It's have you played Signal? I think it's Signal Generator or Signal Finder.
Never heard of that.
Basically, Voices of the Void is a game about living.
Pass me that cheese. Thank you.
Voices of the Void is a game about living up in the Swiss Alps, and your job is to pick up signals from outer space and turn them into your bosses. And you live up in this facility, and it's just you're completely isolated, and you have to keep maintenance going on all these different like satellite dishes so that you can keep generating the signals. And the whole time you're completely alone, and things just like happen. Like there might be like things outside, and you can see them on your radar. So you just don't want to go and explore because they might like get you, or there might be aliens or like astrological events. And it's just about that slow like mental break of being alone for a whole month.
So you're stuck in this room?
You're not stuck in the room. You're in the entire facility, which is outside, but it's so remote that there's nobody else around. They're just keeping maintenance on all of the satellite dishes. The closest you get to civilization is the guard shack, which is the border of the world, but you can't actually go past it. And there's no one in it.
My favorite game is Sayonara Wild Hearts.
My favorite game is Outer Wilds. If you haven't played it, play Outer Wilds. It's great.
I like Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley is hella sweet.
Favorite horror game, Outer Wilds, Echoes of the Eye. Everything is scary in that game. It's an awful experience.
Favorite horror game, Stardew Valley. In those caves, though, sometimes, I mean, I get kind of Wow. I fish, though. Personally, I fish the entire time.
Personally,
Fishing's
I fish.
Personally, I'm a fish.
I'm a fisherman.
Yeah.
I'm a fisherman. I'm a man.
Those are- I'm a man. I'm a he. I'm an American.
I don't get into none of that mentally
Mentally
ill
nonsense.
I quite like the enemy design in Cry of Fear because it does the Silent Hill thing. Not to come back to Cry of Fear. I'm sorry for that. But I love the enemy design because every enemy in the Silent Hill games and Cry of Fear, it's always a reflection of the main character's mental state. I really like that.
That's pretty cool.
There's this really cool girl in the game named Sophie, but she's like not a real Sophie. She's like the mental imagination of Sophie, and she's kind of cool. And then she dies. Like 5 minutes after you meet her. There's lots of guns, inventory management, and all that.
I've been playing too much Persona 3 and 4. I'm stuck on a boss in Persona 4, so...
Which one?
I think it's Yukigo, is her name. She's the phoenix in the cage.
Did you get to that one where it's that guy who's like got the male and female symbols?
No.
Oh, the bathhouse guy. Don't remember.
No, I've not been that far. It's the girl with like the red uniform.
Yeah.
And her boss is a phoenix, and it keeps wiping the floor with me.
Hey, we reached the 30-minute mark.
Nice. Do we want to call it here, guys?
Y'all want to wrap it up?
Probably should.
All right.
We're running out of things to talk about. We're talking